I'm so happy to be back to this mic. Hey guys, welcome. My name is Shan and I am the host and mom of the girls. Y'all already know. Y'all been here for all these seasons. And if you're new here, don't be a stranger. Ask me any questions you like and I hope you enjoy the show. First of all, let me say that taking breaks in podcasting can be such a big help just to rethink, recoup, regroup, okay? Restart, okay? This season will be more free thoughts, less pre-written episodes. I want to give you guys like more of a conversation feel of the show. So just roll with me and roll with these new things that I'm doing. I have some great things to talk about. So first, let's get into what's going on with the kids. What's going on with the kids they are transitioning into these earlier dark mornings that are colder, just like your kids. We do live in Atlanta, but it is still cold. It's cold everywhere. There's no escaping it. Global warming, for those who don't think it's real, okay. That's on you, okay? I'm gonna get my jacket. Just really preparing for fall. I feel like these months are just coming and going. So I'm just really trying to keep up with the demand of things because the costs are so much higher now, and it's just like you think you did overtime, but your check is not looking like overtime, and the way things are being spent is not looking like overtime. It's looking like you need more money. Okay? And I know I'm not the only one. So I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody has their stock cabinets of elderberry and all the fruits and vitamin C that you need to get through this cold winter fall season. Outside looks pretty nice. I love fall. Fall is like my favorite time of the year. Just seeing all these changes in the weather, changes in clothing, changes in the leaves and the colors of the trees outside. Autumn. Love it. You gotta love it. So what's been great this week? What's been great this week is I took Anya to Atlantic Station. We ate out. We got her some fall pajamas. We went to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is like my favorite place. Every time I go, I try to get one thing that's new and the rest, the things that I love. And so this time, what did I get that's new? I got the coconut butter, body butter. So good. Go ahead and pick it up. It's the best $6 you'll ever spend on a body butter, okay? What wasn't the best this week? I would say this week, after the third day of getting up at 5:30 with it being a bit colder and my bed being super comfy, wake ups and not ironing on Sunday, it really hit me hard. It hit me hard, guys. You know what I'm saying? It hit me hard. Laundry during the week is a no-go. I need to do laundry on the weekends and I need to have the stuff ironed for the week so I don't have to fit these things in because anything can pop up. I wish I had the girls' dads to help me in the morning so I'm not doing it all on myself. You know, if I want to get 5 more minutes of sleep, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to be rushing. Aria is a grandma. When you wake her up, she's very slow at eating. She's very slow at getting dressed. Anya is super forgetful and talkative, and she doesn't double check anything. So it's kind of like I have to be Anya's eyes, ears, and mirror while she's getting dressed, and is super hectic if it's not organized. So I try my best to be a little bit more prepared for them in the morning. But it's like sometimes no matter what I do, because of their personalities, they go against the grain. They go against my better judgment. So the mornings are pretty hard for me. That's where most of my frustration is with having to be available to them completely all the time, except for when they're sleeping, except for when they're at school. You know, my time clock is at 5:30 a.m. for them. And then I get them on the bus or I take them to school, and then it pauses, and then it's back on at like 2:20 p.m. because I have to make sure I'm where I am in order to get them from school. And then it's just nonstop talking and back and forth with them, and homework and cleaning up and picking up their lunch boxes and picking up their backpacks. Like, I wish I didn't have to talk so much. I wish I didn't have to repeat myself so much. I wish I had help. And that's where a great spouse comes in at. So if you have a great spouse and you can, have one brain when your kids get home from school and they can help, great. You know what I'm saying? Even when my mom was visiting, my mom gave me the husband treatment. And the husband treatment was waking up the girls, getting their uniforms out, doing their lunch boxes, and going right back in the bed and going to sleep. And my mom would take care of them getting dressed, breakfast, getting out the door, walking them to the bus stop, coming back in the house, and not even wake me. And it was beautiful. I enjoyed it. And if I could have like a companion that can do that for me, sometimes it's super helpful, especially if I had like a show the previous night and I have to podcast and I have to wake up at 5:30 no matter what to get them out the door and started with their day. It's such a big help. And so if you do have help or extra family staying with you and they do that, please, please, please do not forget to thank them in ways more than one, okay? But that's what wasn't the best this week. Let's get into the main thing after these messages. If you're looking for hoodies, sweatshirts, long sleeves, stickers, or even coffee mugs, aka tea mugs, because I don't know why they don't give tea that credit, check out the Cozy Womb shop and support this podcast. Y'all know I couldn't do another season and not include the Table Topics conversation cards. Of course I have them. Of course I have the best starter questions that there are, okay? These cards are a fun way to get to know your friends and family or someone you're dating. Either way, you can get your own Table Topics cards on tabletopics.com. The stack I have can vary from the family stack or the saver stack or do-it-yourself therapy. Either way, there's so many different categories of cards that you can get, especially for this holiday season coming up. So if you would like to get your own cards, go to tabletopics.com, use my code SHAMBYPOD in all caps, and get your discount. Get a great gift today. Now back to the show. The Table Topics stack that I have right now is the family edition. You could get your own cards, you know where. But the question is, if you had to move, which part of the country would you want to move to? Honestly, I like how Sweden or Switzerland looks. I know, weird, but I like how it looks. Deep inside, I want to say Japan, but it's just too many people, and I'm not really a people person. I'm going to do one more card. What's the best birthday party you can imagine? My favorite birthday, I have two favorite birthdays so far. My 8th birthday and my 25th birthday. And if I had to plan the best birthday party, it would be a costume theme party for a certain era of hip hop. And people will come dressed in their best and it'll just be like really chill. like a house party, but not my house. Like I rent out a house and it's just dancing everywhere. People are actually engaging, not being on their phones. Good food, good snacks, good music, good drinks, good vibes. Just people I really want to be around. People I really want to see, like good energy. That's what that would be. Let's get back to the show. Let's chat about this Minecraft. I know you've seen the commercials or the game or the ads on YouTube. You've seen it, and you probably seen your kids playing it. Minecraft is basically a survival game where you can build things, defeat things, and honestly, virtually do anything on there for kids. And kids can spend hours on it, hunting, fishing, mining caves. Imagination and creativity is running wild on that game. And I always see Anya playing it, and Ari tries to play it, and it just looks super pixelated to me. And honestly, looking at it too long gives me a headache. But the kids like the games, and it's very creative, and I feel like it's just like a form of STEM, just allowing them to build, think, and create and troubleshoot by themselves. And I think what we can do as parents with any game is make sure that they're getting their proper breaks, make sure that they're not on their iPads or phones doing this for hours, or computers with the blue light, because it's not really great for their vision. And do not allow kids to be completely consumed by a game. It's just not healthy. And I wish more parents would understand that kids being just completely connected with games all the time can lead to so many issues, where it can be issues on focusing, issues with their reading, issues with their socializing skills, issues with their body and how they're not being active enough, or they're not eating properly because they're so used to just snacking all day because they're on the game. And then when it's time for them to eat dinner, guess who doesn't want dinner? The kid that's been snacking, playing the game all day. And then you end up with a messy room or a living room, or you find out that they didn't do their homework because they came in from school, got out their uniforms, and went straight to that game, and they lost track of time by being on that game. So I think most importantly from parents would be really great is if they had a day or a time set to go ahead and play the game, and a time where they need to get off the game. And a lot of kids do not have that inner self-control in order to gauge that yet. So sometimes dad or mom is going to have to be the bad guy that says, okay, you had enough of that game. It's time for you to read, or it's time for you to do your homework or your chores, or it's time for you to go shower. You do not want your children to feel so overwhelmed by having to be on this game because they need to create this or that. It's not saying that we don't want them to play these games, but there's a time where these games can be played. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for listening to Cozy Moon Podcast. If you're looking for me on social media, you can find me at the CZYWMB Podcast, or on TikTok at ShambiPodden. If you want to go to my website, it is ShambiPodden.com. You can also find some journals to help podcast creators or hosts on Lulu.com. If you're looking for any of these titles, here they are: The Podcast Journal, The Podcast Questions, Podcasting Strategy Brainstorming Journal, and then you have the Marketing The Podcast 101. I hope they help you, and back to the show. So what I like to do is I like to do iPads on the weekends. I don't let them do that during the week. They haven't been really watching the TV like that because both of them got in trouble for losing Anya's glasses over the 2 months ago. And yes, I am holding that against them because Anya should have had it in her glasses case if she wasn't wearing it. But Ari also knows that she's not supposed to be playing with Anya's glasses. Honestly, I feel like Anya not paying attention threw her glasses away. I'm not 100% positive, but we looked everywhere in this house for the glasses. My podcast room, their room, the living room. I've checked pockets, bags, everything. I checked the truck multiple times. I don't know where she would put these glasses. She only had them for 8 months. If I were to buy her another pair, because I only bought one, I would have to pay $430 something out of pocket. And I don't feel like any child's glasses is worth that much. Like, that's super overpriced. And so I would have to basically wait for her next year for the insurance to go ahead and allow her to get a prescription and a new pair of glasses. So that's what I'm dealing with. So they haven't been really on iPads in the house or TV. And I just been really limiting that because y'all have to be more responsible with things that are super important like that. And so I will say, really gauge your kids on these games, because when I was younger, what I really spent hours on was a game called Spyro the Dragon. I'm not sure if y'all remember that, or Crash Bandicoot, or it was this building game. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a B, where you would have like this land, and then you have to build your wall and your fort, and then every once and again someone would come and try to battle you and take over what you built. And it was really addicting because you always wanted to get back right. You always wanted to indemnify yourself and get your property back right and your people. And it was just so frustrating that anytime someone would come, ruin it for you. So I understand being like stuck on making sure that's maintained, but in a virtual world, what are you gaining? You know, my kids are not being paid to be on these games. And a lot of times what's at stake is your children's education. What's at stake is your children being able to socialize properly with people. What's at stake is the fact that you've been working all week and you haven't seen your child because they've been at school, they came in, they barely ate, they don't really talk to you, they've been on the game, they've been doing their homework, and they're showering and then they're in bed. So a lot of parents, really, because they don't have a boundary or a guidance factor when it comes to games and tablets and phones, they really only see their kids on the weekend if they're off. You know what I'm saying? And that's not healthy. And so just really try to guide your child when it comes to these games. Thank you so much for checking out the first episode of season 19 for Cozy Womb Podcast. My name is Chantal. I appreciate you. And if you are not a parent and you're thinking about parenting, this is basically how it goes. Catch you next time. Thank you for listening to Cozy Womb Podcast. My name is Shan, and I'm just trying to make parenting easy on y'all. Catch you next time.